Check, hello, check, hello, check, hello, check, hello, check. Can you hear me? Check, hello, 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 Buckethead, hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Music is really important, so yeah, React Map. We were learning about strict mode, right? So HMR, we don't need it for now. But let's just go back to React Dev, and just learn quite few things there. And while installing React, I was just talking about React Compiler, and in React Compiler, there were kind of different plugins. Yes, in React plugin, we will just continue from here. But strict mode is something that there is no way to opt out of strict mode, because strict mode is a concept where once you set the strict mode for given components, it will be strict and you can't just opt out of it. So that's what it is. So talking about React compiler, the page will give introduction of React compiler. I think, yeah. So React compiler, new compiler currently in beta. We already learned about it. It uses React ESLint plugins, lots of plugins, the compiler. And why it uses the compiler also includes an ESLint plugin that surfaces the analysis from the compiler right in your editor. We strongly use Linter today. In order to optimize the application, React compiler automatically memoize your code. You may be familiar to do memoization through use memo use called like React memo. With this APIs, you can tell React that certain part of your application don't need to be computed, reducing work. This can insufficient of the React nodes. Compile its knowledge of the security exflow to automatically memorize value or group of value within a component network. Your code base is ready, very well memorized. You might not expect to see major performance improvements with the compiler. Practice memorizing the correct dependency that causes performance if you distribute it right by hand. Okay, so let's try out the compiler. Compiler is still in beta, many of ages, while it has been used in production companies like Meta. Rolling out the compiler to production for an app will depend on the code base and how well you have followed the rules of React. Okay, we are looking at the rules of React actually. I just knew it. So, there are multiple rules of React, right? So we use this string mode alongside yes, they're going to help your code base follow the rules of React. Rules of React, you will be able to find components and hooks must be pure. Must be pure. Purity in component and hook is a key rule that React that makes your app predictable, easy to debug, and allows React to automatically optimize your code. Component must be idempotent. Component assume to always return the same output with respect to their input, props, state, and context. Side effect must run outside of render. Run in render as React can render components multiple times to get best possible user experience. Props and state are immutable. Immutable, mutable. Yeah, I mean, yeah. History will be maintained because of that. Was an immutable snapshot with respect to a single render. Never muted them directly. Never do that. Return values and like what does this mean actually? Let's just look into Chat GPT. What does this mean actually? ACTUANLY. Actually, okay, actually. Props are immutable during the life cycle of a single render. Let's break it down. So, sort for properties, props are data passed from a parent component to a child component only and cannot be modified with the child component. There is internal data managed within the component. Things trigger use the component to reflect updated data. What does immutable snapshot mean? Props and state are considered immutable snapshot during a render. Okay, Boggle, time to a bit slow it down, okay? So that we can focus on our topic here. So okay, Buckethead. Props and state are considered immutable snapshot during a render cycle because the values cannot and should not be directly modified. They represent current snapshot of the component data at the moment of render occurs. React set state mechanism or use state. Props and state represents snapshot of data for the specific render cycle. React does not automatically detect changes to object or arrays if you mutate them directly. Oh, directly. Okay. We can lead to automatic behavior. We mutable detections organized render fine. Bad count plus plus. Really mutating the state is not good. So just set state count plus one, previous count plus one. That's the good, and that is immutability. That means immutability here. Props are always read only. I'm really sorry for that. My bad, because it's a bit colder, so that's why. I mean, you can modify props, right? So props are always read only. Just mind-opening concept out right here. Let me copy this here and just paste it here. It's a really good concept for me. How React detects changes. React detects changes by comparing the previous snapshot of prop state with the new snapshot. If the value change, React re-renders the component. This process relies on immutability. Updating arrays or objects instead. When updating arrays or objects, you can create a new array or object instead of mutating the existing one. Okay, I got it. Yes, got it. Return values and arguments to hook are immutable. Return values and arguments to the hooks are immutable. Once values are passed to a hook, you should. Yes, yes. Values can become immutable when passed to a hook. Values are immutable when after being passed to JSX. Unmuted values after they are being used in JSX. Move the mutation before the JSX is created. Okay. React calls component and node. React is possible for rendering components and nodes when necessary to optimize the user experience. This is declarative. You tell React what to render in your components. Logic and React will figure out how best to display it to your user. Never call component functions directly. Components will only be used in JSX. Don't call them as regular function. Never pass around hooks as never call component directly. Don't call them as regular function. Never pass around hooks as regular values. Hooks will only be called inside a component. Never pass it around regular value. Got it. React calls components and hooks. Rules of hooks. Using JavaScript function, but represent specific type of usable here. Logic with restrictions on whether they can call. You need to follow the rules of using them. Only call hook at the top level. Only call hook from their function. Got it. Okay. Rules of React. You don't have to rush into using the compiler now. It's okay. Wait until it is stable release before adapting it. However, you can keep trying it out. Small experiments in your app so that you can provide feedback. Getting started. React compiler working group. Installing ESLint plugin in your compiler. Powerful also the ESLint plugin. The ESLint plugin can be used independently of the compiler, meaning you can use the then add it to your ESLint config. Deprecated ESLint config format. Deprecated. Deprecated. ESLint plugin will display any violation of the rules of React in your editor. React compiler rules error if ESLint config. Functional components and hooks that follow the rules of React. Can also handle code that breaks those rules by bailing out, skipping over those components or hooks. However, due to the flexible nature of JavaScript, the compiler cannot catch every possible violation and may compile with false negatives. That is, the compiler makes a compiler that breaks the rules of undefined behavior. For this, the compiler successfully running small directory. You can use the configuring compiler to only run a specific set of directories. Config, index of file name, sources. Configuration including a compiler can expand coverage to other different directories as well. Use the compiler 17 or 18. The compiler runtime beta. You should also add the current target of the compiler config. When target is measurable, so you're targeting. Using compiler libraries, recommend can also be used to compile libraries because the recommend need to run on those source code prior to any code transformation. This is possible for an application build pipeline to compile the libraries. They use one sort of component which one library maintained. So enable compile and teach the libraries with the compiler and see compile go to npm. This code is pre-compiled. Users of the library will not need to have a compiler and only to benefit from automatic memorization applied to your library. If a library targets apps not to get on React Native, specify minimum target at React compiler runtime as a direct dependency. The runtime package will use the per implements of APIs depending on the application version. Library code can often require more complex patterns and uses of script hashes. For this reason, we recommend ensuring that you have sufficient testing environment to identify issues and when arise from using compiler on a library. I mean, I got it somehow, but still, we need the help of ChatGPT, Almighty, the God, and the Almighty of all the answers of all the knowledge and all the problems in your life. So ChatGPT is the number one source and number one agent to do that. So we need to ask ChatGPT two things like what's React compiler, like composition of React compiler, and what's the current scope of it, like how we are using it and in what way, like multiple things we should ask it. And it is not necessary to fully compile 100% of components or to see benefit in it. And why do we need to compile, like aren't we building it, and from where this compilation concept came? I need to ask that, those things. uh but just let me read all of these to understand, to ask some more better question to ChatGPT of the compile. Okay, so yeah. Babel plugin via compiler beta. Compiler includes a Babel plugin which you can use in your build pipeline to run the compiler. After installing and edit your Babel config, then the critical that the compiler run first run in pipeline. Vite. You can add plugin to Vite plugin. XJS, Remix, Webpack, Expo, RS build has been optimized. What the heck? What the heck is React compiler? Compiler sweet baby. What the heck is React compiler, man? What? Why do you even care about it? What the heck is React compiler? The term React compiler generally refers to tools or process that transform React code into optimized JavaScript for browser execution. Doesn't have a direct compile and traditional sense for certain tools and concepts within the React as compile to optimize it. React code. I mean, it's like already given concepts are there, and these are part of compiler. React compiler is just bringing those things and adding it together. That's my idea, is best of its answer. But it's a compiler is tool that transforms source code written in one language into another language or low level foreign for execution, obviously. And you write JSX and React specific syntax. These are compiled transformed into vanilla JavaScript browser can understand. Obviously, it has been done in build process by Webpack, also Babel converts uh, ES modules ESM to common JS. I guess Babel does that, right? Babel, Babel, what does it do? Is JavaScript into plain old ES5 JavaScript, okay? Is JavaScript, what's is JavaScript? It's ESM to common JS. Yeah, ESM to common JS. That's what it is. And React compiler is Babel JSX to JavaScript transformer. But it is Babel is a popular React compiler components. So already existing tool like Babel plugin for React, React optimizing compiler, and React server components. All these things are being used together to make a React compiler. And Babel is a popular JavaScript transpiler that converts modern JavaScript JSX into browser compatible JavaScript. Where is Babel JSX like hello isn't valid JavaScript. Babel compiles it in React.create element call. Example element hello world is create element h1. So this is a create element call, and create element is a JavaScript. React.create element is a typical JavaScript valid syntax. Babel plugins for React transforms JSX into JavaScript preset React, and Babel plugin transform React JSX optimizes JSX transformation. React optimizing compiler is experimental. So React is working on a new optimizing compiler that are modern tools in to make React app even faster. Automatically optimize React code during compilation. Enable advanced optimization like removing unnecessary renders, flattening JSX trees, and improving component structure. How it works? Use static analysis to detect patterns and generate high optimized JavaScript. It focuses on rendering, reducing runtime overhead, and improving load times. React server components. What do they do? Server components allow React to offload rendering and data fetching logic to the server while sending minimal JavaScript to the client. It matters. The React compiler plays a role in efficiently transforming and delivering this component during build time. I got it. Let me just check the setting quickly. My audio is being speaker is air speaker. External microphone is the mic. Hello, check, check. Hello, check. Hello, shake, 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 shake. Hello, shake, check, check. Okay. I mean, your code goes through compilation, Babel or SWC optimized for bundling, webpack, and minification compression, uglified JS. Why you should get a compiler performance interactive compiler summary. Got it. Few concept I got it, few concept I didn't, but React compiler is a in a compiler and how to use it. These are some of the concepts. Yes, Lindbergh rules of React compiler do. All these things are part of I mean React compiler. Assume and now let's learn React describing the UI, your first component. Let's jump in right into the topic of React, what React is actually, rather than all these topics were the topics of JavaScript till now. Topics of how to manage or how to make a better Node.js application. All these topics were then, but now we are diving strictly into most organic React that we have till now in 2024. Component is one of the first concept of React, core concept of React. Build user interfaces, perfect place to start React journey. So these are the building blocks. As we study, we learned about XML, and similarly today we have JSX, and component is just a JSX representation in the React app. And combine your markup CSS JavaScript custom components. We already know these concepts, so we might skip some of these concepts here. So some of them components are shared to thousands of people with the help of component libraries. You just import given component and you just use it in your platform. Material UI, Chakra UI, all these things at CN. We also have Timebox developed by me. Timebox comment widget is also there. So defining a component, types of function that you can sprinkle with markup and export the component, define the component, add markup, right? Image tag with access in order view called JSX. Let's see embed markup inside JavaScript. Oh, so this is JavaScript. This is the markup. Return is part of JavaScript. So this in a whole, this is JSX. Isn't all on the same line as the return keyboard? You must write in parentheses. Got it, man. Got it. Return doesn't work like that. You have to hold it inside parentheses inside a given div or fragment. Using a component can be called upon by other components, and how the browser sees it is a profile contains even more HTML in the end, and what the browser nesting and organizing components. I think we all know these concepts, right? So fix the return statements for the mistake. Okay, won't be doing this for now, but importing and exporting components lies in the reusability. Yeah, obviously, because if I'm defining a button in my code, then that button will be used again and again and again. So that's what component does, and often makes sense of start splitting them into different files. This led to keep your file easy to scan and reuse components in more places. In the root component file, you made a profile component and a gallery component that renders it, right? So gallery profile will render it. And leaving a root component named average in every example. Depending on your setup, your root component could be in another file. Remove the file-based routing. Okay, exporting and importing a component. Change the landing screen in the future and put a list of science books there. Then I'll place a profile somewhere else. Remove a component in 3 steps. Make a new JS file. Put the component here. Export a function component from the file using default or named exports. And a few new files called gallery.js. Now you can change app to import gallery from gallery.js. And how this example is broken down into two component files now. Gallery.js defines profile component which is only used within the same file and it's not exported. Default export. Yeah, this is the pretty much. Yeah, we all know these concepts, and thank you for React team for making this documentation so easy to understand and so friendly in all sort of levels. So that's such a nice thing to have. Exporting and importing multiple components from the same file. Obviously, you can do that. Export function, export, dang, dang, dang. So let's go into JSX, right? So JSX is a syntax extension for JavaScript that lets you write HTML like Markdown inside a JavaScript file. Although there are other ways to write components, most React developers prefer the conscientiousness of JSX and most always use it. Putting markup into JavaScript, the web has been built on HTML, CSS, JavaScript. For many years, web developers kept content in HTML, design in CSS, and logic in JavaScript. Often with separate files, content can mark up inside HTML, while the page logic inside separately is JavaScript. But as the web become more interactive, logic increasingly determine content. JavaScript was in charge of HTML. This is why in React, rendering logic and markup live together in the simplest component. Five-minute break. Fuck. I guess we are back in the game, and we're just here to learn about more about React. So, describing the React UI, writing markup with JSX. JSX is a syntax extension for JavaScript that lets you write HTML like markup inside the JavaScript file. Although there are other ways to write components, developers prefer the consciousness of JSX and most use it, putting markup into JavaScript. Although more HTML is when they are logic markup led to the simplest component. Alternating logic and markup ensures that they stay in sync with each other on every edit. The run addresses the buttons markup and aside from each other, converting HTML to JSX. No single root element. Static programming instead fragment. Let's see what the name the test browser technology. Those are the regs. Camel gets most of the things. Class name. Prototype uses JSX converter. Recap. That's all. That should be JSX qualifying. That's why I say like marking the next thing. Keeping in mind was going to be changes. Okay, you want to add a JavaScript logic or reference or line improved inside that markup. This is again is called using JSX to open a window to JavaScript. Passing strings with quotes. But what if you want to specify that search your reality text? You can use a value mode replacing with okay. Here's the value of that variable avatar. Now for you work with that you write there in the markup. Writing JavaScript is going to be JavaScript inside it and on a basis. Yeah, these concepts are something that we run across on a day-to-day basis when we are working with React. So nothing fancy, nothing new. That's why I'm just doing faster. You know, when do you use call references? Okay, using double curlies in the JSX. Double curlies for CSS, right? So okay, style equals to double curlies. Okay, and style equals to that, and that can be done there. Object inside the JSX curlies. Both ones are used on a daily basis. Person, class name, avatar, person, style, person, the theme. Yeah, got it. That's the use of curlies, right? Person not name, person not theme. Yes, inside the message. This is the person that you want to name, showing the theme object. This is from person next, so person not theme, person not name, recap. When we done, passing props to a component. Okay, like normal flow is this is the normal flow. A component is first component. Let's go. Echo Rudy in the house. Echo Rudy. Echo Rudy in the house. Okay. Might remind you of festival activities more than passing the actual values to them. Familiar browse. Infos that pass was 6 tags. Last time I saw say air low weird and some possible pass to an image, right? These are the props of images. We already knew that. Whereas the props you can pass in the image tag are predefined. You have to of course understand, but you can pass your own command as avatar. I mean, I got it. Person, size, name, image ID. Mm-mm. Person size. Got it. First, let you know the parameters are government. You can change the person of the size of that profile without having to think about how other uses them. Similarly, can I change this? I mean, where is the image utils.js? Okay, utils.js is imgur person. Okay, it's in imgur. Okay, I got it. Students. For example, you can change the personal size browser in the profile without having to think about how other uses them. And all those things are avatar props, left person used props dot person size. So destructuring. How this one function. Okay. Also, you can pass a default value to your prop, so that really helps. Forwarding props with JSX is syntax. Sometimes passing prop gets very repetitive. And profile avatar. Nothing not repetitive code. You can be more legible, but at times you may value consciousness. So, and forward all of your props to the resident. One does with avatar because they don't use any of the props to the can make sense to use them on size per syntax. All of profiles prop to avatar without listing is of their name. With the restraint, if you are using the component, something is wrong. Often it indicates that you should put the component passing JSX as children. And when you just continue inside JSX tag, parent component will see that content proper children. Card component will receive children from set to avatar and then everything will happen with you. Avatar inside card with some text to see how the card component can happen in extra content. It doesn't need to know what's being rendered inside it. Okay, got it text. Yeah. Need to cross from Bangalore and Bangalore code is omitted because it is state. And dive into this. And I think props are immutable, right? So yeah. Example listed that a component may receive different props over time. Props are not always static. Time prop changes every second and the color prop changes when the select and the color props reflect component data at any point in the time rather than only in the beginning. Props are immutable. Atomic form designs being unchangeable. When a component needs to change its prop, if for example, it will have to access parent component to pass a different prop, a new object. It all prop will be then we cast aside and eventually the JavaScript engine will reclaim the memory to convey them. Change browse. When you need to okay, I got it. Conditional rendering, one of the important topic in React UI. What's the time? It's 5. Your components will often need to display different things depending on the different condition. In React, you can conditional JSX using JavaScript syntax like if statement and question mark colon operators. How to return different JSX depending on the condition. How to conditionally include or exclude a piece of JSX. Conditionally returning JSX. Let's say you have a packing list component using several items, which can be marked as packed, not, and export default function back in list item is packed name cell is right packing list. Notice that some of the item component have their respect set to true. You want to add segment to pack item. If expect is true, you can write this equals statement is if you expect. Otherwise, return this. So okay, that's conditional rendering. But conditional rendering, nothing with null. And I think there is some way to do it. I mean, in a better way. For example, including JSX. While the duplication is allowable, it could be harder to maintain additional or ternary operator. Change the class name you want to replace in a code. So you can write this as back name, otherwise this the same block, right? So also better way is there like I know the better way. Logical AND operator is there. Spec and this one. And the common shortcut you will encounter in JSL logical AND operator inside the component. You often comes when you want to. JSX when the condition is true or nothing otherwise with and you will condition in the second only. Each packet is true. Is nothing. Got it. Pitfalls. Variable. Don't put number on the left side of to test the condition. Left side will put in automatically. If the left side is zero, then all everything gives the value zero. Rendering list. There is multiple simple similar components for collection of data. You can use the JavaScript array method to manipulate an array of data. On this page, you will use filter and map with React to filter and transform an array of data into an array of components. Say that you have a list of content. Difference among those lists that image their contents, their data. You will often need to show several instances of them in different data including interfaces from list to components to gallery list to profile images. You can store the data in the option and use this map and rotate the list of components from them. For example, people.map item list. So these are the concepts that we already know, like we use time enough on in our React code. So kind of skipping it because we need to use a unique key in our list. So that's our rule of keys. And so that it will be unique doesn't have instead you refer to them by their order. Second file, so you could use but once you leave the file, it will be confusing. Second file will have to go first file. Keys in RSA. So a similar purpose. Keeping component pure, yes, formulas and the recipe cop. Whereas cop guest one can be looped over, I guess. No little secret. Key gathering cop. You can use where you can use side effect using functional programming as alien purity. That's the point of programming. This is update the screen, launch, starting an animation, changing the data are called side effect. These things that happen on side. You click a button even though even handler side effect inside a component, they don't during rendering. So even handler don't need to be pure. If you existing on your option and can find the right even handler for the side effect, as it return just with the use effect called in the component, this is react executed later. Recap. Your UI as a tree. Got it. Yeah.